Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, what's up, y'all? I can see how exhausted I look today, guys. So to keep keep everybody filled in, I did not get fuel last night. I got a good night's sleep. I get up this morning, hopped in the machine at 6 o'clock, and drove right over to the fuel station. I filled the machine up, went over to my buddy Doug's dad's house, and I dug out all their cars, moved the cars, opened up the spots, brought cones so him and his girlfriend can get out of the house. He's got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. He asked me to take him, so I'll go take him to that. I went down, finished my route. The customer that had called last night and wanted me to go do two lots. The commercial lot was done, but he kept calling this morning. He's got two houses that are on like a private way, so it was like a quarter-mile private way. So I did go over and I did that with the machine, and at the end he's like, "Oh, how much do I owe you?" And I'm like, "Well, between what I did for you last night and this, 300." And and keep in mind, the guy's the richest man I know. He's got literally 25 million in cash, never mind another 100 million in property. And he's kind of like, "Oh," and I go, "Christos, you asked me to do all this work." I'm like, "That's a quarter-mile driveway." I'm like, "Yeah, 300." And he got a big smile on his face, and he handed me my cash. And people will try to get as much out of you as you can. You got to stick up for myself. He knew damn well there was a fantastic price, and he would not have gotten anybody over there to plow a quarter-mile driveway with 2 feet of snow. And I felt good. Especially with the big smile I gave me at the end of it, I felt good having charged him for it. So I had a great day today, guys. Made a bunch of extra money, got a bunch of work done, got everybody cleaned out, got everything's officially done for the storm. A couple of things stuck out today, and this is why I'm going with this reading today, because I had an interview with one of my programs today. It's like a recertification for the end of the year. And I was just talking to the woman, and literally, like 2 minutes into the phone interview, she's like, "Oh my God," she goes, I gotta tell you, you have just completely inspired me and made my day. Like, your positivity and your happiness just radiates out of you." And I'm like, I felt really, really good about that. Like, I hear that a lot, and I consider it my superpower. But it's so nice that I hear it so regularly, guys. Like, when you just bring that best version of yourself to bear in situations, it makes a difference. Another one of my customers today, new customer for the plow route, when I sent her bill at the end of it, we had agreed upon a price. And after doing the job, I realized, like, even though I gave her a good price, she was thrilled with it, fraction what the last guy charged. I realized that it was really not a lot of extra work on my half, so I actually lowered my price when I sent her the invoice. And again, she's like, "Pat," she goes, "I gotta tell you, you really are one of the good ones." Like, I love being considered that today, guys, and it's not that hard to do. Just, kindness and compassion and looking at things from somebody else's point of view has completely changed my life. More than anything, God in recovery has been a beautiful influence on me, bringing out the best of my personality traits. And that's what we're talking about today, guys. A new influence is the title of the Just for Today NA meditation reading. A new influence. Personality change is what we really needed. Change from self-destructive patterns of life becomes necessary. In early life, most of us were capable of joy and wonder, of giving and receiving unconditional love. When we started using, we introduced an influence into our lives that slowly drove us away from those things. The further we were pushed down the path of addiction, the further we withdrew from joy, wonder, and love. Certainly true for me. Well, that journey was not taken overnight. But however long it took, we arrived at the door to recovery with more than just a drug problem. The influence of addiction had warped our whole pattern of living beyond recognition. Again, dead on. The 12 steps of recovery work miracles. It's true, but not many of them are worked overnight. Our disease slowly influenced our spiritual development for the worse. Recovery introduces a new influence to our lives, a source of fellowship and spiritual strength, slowly impelling us into new healthy patterns of living. This change, of course, doesn't just happen, but if we cooperate with the new influence recovery has brought into our lives, over time we will experience the personality change that we call recovery. The 12 steps provide us with a program for the kind of cooperation required to restore joy, wonder, and love into our lives. And the affirmation is just for today: I will cooperate with the new influence of fellowship and spiritual strength recovery has introduced into my life. I will work the next step in my program. And guys, again, I look at these readings and I'm blown away at how I can pick 2 or 3 different things that happened in any given day that show me I'm working in conjunction with these readings, and it's why I'm doing well. It's why things are going good today. Another thing that happened today was Doug called me this morning, asked me to go over and take care of his dad. Did the extra mile. His dad's, we always take care of the property. I was over there, throughout the storm multiple times. I'm like, yeah, absolutely, right? So then, at the end of the, towards midday, he called to get an update, and I sent him some pictures of the work I'd done. He was thrilled, and then we started talking about, because before he retired and went to Florida, I used to work directly with him in these storms back when I used to work for him. And he's like, oh, I remember the fun we used to have. We used to do this, that. And I'm like, yeah. I go, Doug, I still do all that. Because he would really take things to another level. And I'm like, he's like, oh, the way we used to clean the front of the flower shop. And I'm like, Doug, I still do. I did it yesterday. And he's like, you're kidding me. I said, no. So with a lady at Harvard, I said, yeah, Trisha's mom. I said, yeah, I was over there this morning. Like, I still do everything, Doug. I go out and do the route that you taught me to do, just the way that you taught me to do it. Like, I don't cut corners just because you're not here to watch. Cause it's the right thing to do. I do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, not because I think somebody's watching. He was so happy. And then we just got to talking about how far I progressed in this last year. That's 14 months. And so he immediately come back with it. He goes, listen, I know you're really busy. He goes, can you take a weekend off in the next coming month? I said, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was just talking on video hall. I need to do exactly that. I need to get somewhere warm and recharge my batteries for a weekend. And he goes, fantastic. Come down to Delray. Pick the weekend. I will buy your plane ticket. I will set you up. There's a little hotel right in his building where guests get to stay in their own room. He goes, I'm going to take you out to breakfast. We'll go to the beach. We'll go to the gym. He goes, just pick the weekend you can come down, and it's on me as a thank you for all the work that you do. So, guys, never mind the extra money, the person interviewing me, just like the triage nurse last week, telling me I'm an inspiration. But my former boss, who's now one of my biggest customers, who pays me a shitload of money, is trying to get me to come down to Florida for a weekend because he knows how hard I'm working and wants to see me not burn myself out and recharge my batteries. Like, guys, but again, this didn't happen overnight. I started focusing on the positivity in my life early on because I knew that was one of the promises God made me, was He would remove the negativity from my heart. And I saw it manifest because all of a sudden I'm leading from this place of overwhelming positivity. Well, I saw early on how it made a difference, how I'd stand out everywhere I go, and that was one of my goals. Is I'm going to go into this recovery trying to stand out in every position, every room I walk into, for something good, because I know that will propel me further. And I love the fact that that's still where my focus is, and I love the fact that I still, every time I enter a new realm, I get called out for how upbeat and how positive. I was doing the interview with the woman today, and it was for the next phase, and I was going over everything. And before we even got to where I'm at in my recovery, it was just answering honestly the questions of the the intake sheet or the recertification sheet. So it had a lot to do with my history. So I'm just telling them, and I'm not telling stories and I'm just literally answering questions, right? And the woman's like, wow. I mean, she goes, really? She goes, those are incredibly hard things. You seem like you really have a great grasp on your life today. And then we started getting into where I'm at today. Oh, I own my own business. I started it in recovery. I have a YouTube channel for recovery. I post videos every day, taking online courses at Harvard University at night that I got to Riverside. This, that, the other. I chair a meeting. I'm getting more involved. I'm doing more meetings. And the woman was absolutely floored. Like, literally could not believe it. And put me in for all extra things and was just absolutely, but she's like, oh my God, you don't understand. I work in this field, and we see how many people just don't want to grasp and don't want to do the work, and you put the effort in, and you're doing so well, and oh my God, I want to tell others about you. And I'm like, well, hey, I'll give you the link to my YouTube. By all means, I could help the promotion. And it was fantastic, guys. But I get these things all the time, and it's anybody can, guys. It's a matter of deciding what you're going to do and then follow through with it. Like, I have decided that I will hold up my end of the cooperation. I also, at no point, and this is I've been guilty of this so much in the past, I'd always think as soon as I got one material thing, like, oh, I got this, and I take my free will and I go running into the ground. I don't do that today. I've found programs that work in my life: prayer, meditation, staying conscious contact with my higher power, applying these principles in all of my affairs, placing principles before personalities. People that I would have looked at and not given the time of day are now getting to be good friends of mine, because again, I've let my stereotyping of people go and listen to what they had to say before I decide whether I like them or not. And it has changed everything. Most importantly, how I feel about myself. I finally started taking enough good actions that I can feel good about myself. But again, I'm sorry, I skip all over the points. It's something I got to work on, but I'm working on it. So I decided early on that I found the program that's going to work. So rather than, getting the benefit of it early on and then taking my free will, no, I realized the most important thing was looking at my patterns, find out what was doing wrong. It was my free will, my self-will run riot. So I haven't allowed myself to take, now again, within reason, I make mistakes here and there, like I get a moment of self-will, but I turn my will over to God twice a day in prayer, and then I try to do it in theory and in practice all day long. When things get difficult, when things get tough, when I get stressed, I stop and I step back and say, well, nope, I'm stressed because I'm taking my free will. Stop and look at the situation. Is it something I need? Because again, most of the time it's one of a couple of things. I'm pushing too hard. I'm expecting a result that I don't deserve. And a lot less of that lately. Or somebody's trying to take advantage. And again, today's a great example. I've had 4 or 5 people call me throughout the course of the day that I've done jobs for in the past. They haven't wanted to pay. They're cheap. They just like. And then all of a sudden they don't keep their equipment up. They got a 40-year-old snowblower and they're calling me today. Hey, can you come do a drop what you're doing and come put a belt on my snowblower? No, you want to build your own shit. You have a 40-year-old snowblower because you think you know how to do it. You are just as capable as I am of putting that belt on it, but you don't want to. But you can get me, and this is what's been happening my whole life. I would waste all my time because I think, oh, these people are getting me in. And no, I understand it today. I sense my own value today. So I go out and I take care of my contracts because suddenly I have a life and I have a business. And when I come home, and again, today's a great day, guys. I've been out with this storm for 3 straight days. I am exhausted. Every bone in my body, every muscle in my body is sore. I'm home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was home at 4 o'clock researching the video, and he called. And I'm like, no, I've been out for 3 days. I'm done. Take your snowblower somewhere else. You own 4 properties. I own 0. Like, and you don't want to spend a dime, and you want to have, no, like, you don't do anything to help me. When I do help you out, you've not wanted to pay me. You've balked and been reluctant. Like, I don't need those people in my life. And if I continue to allow them to take advantage, at the end of every storm, when everybody else wants to go home and relax, and I've been out there working alongside every one of these, I'd be at my garage killing myself, and then I'd be so burnt out that I can't think straight. I don't get a good night's sleep. I don't get up tomorrow and face my responsibilities. I'm lagging. Like, everything goes hand in hand, guys. And now I see how I compounded my own problems with my old influence, drugs and not caring and not paying attention. And now I see how when I follow the new influence of recovery, of learning these lessons every day, doing these readings every day, and then applying them in my life, I get to see how they affect me. And I get to see how important proper rest is, how important eating properly is, taking care of myself, going to my doctors, being healthy, going to the gym, just resting and paying attention to my body. Like when I woke up this morning and I had cramps everywhere, I immediately knew I was dehydrated. So I got up and I drank a Powerade before I did anything, and then I answered, just said my prayers, answered the phone. And as sore as I was, Doug's like, dude, my dad needs help. Boom, no problem, Dad. I love Dad. His dad is one of my best friends today. He's in his 90s, and I do a lot for him. But he also pays me a lot of money, and he's put me in his will. And I didn't do it for any of those reasons. I got a million family. He's got his own family. I didn't expect me in the will, but he's a good man. And he supports me in my recovery, and he cheers me on, and he's always happy for me that I'm doing well. And he praises me for it. So I like being around him, and I like doing everything I can to help him. Like, those are the people that I answer the call for, or my paying customers. But those that just want to call when, when they think they can save 50 cents because and again, if somebody doesn't have it, I'm the first to help out, of course. If you call me up and say, listen, hey, I'm in a jam, but I know you're sitting on 3 properties collecting rent and you just want to stash it away so you can, no, I'm not here to save you. You're not, I don't even know you. Literally, I just met you on a job, but I got mechanical skills, so you just think I can save you $1, so you call me every time your shit breaks down. No, I have enough self-respect today that I know my time is important. And right now, the most important thing for me is rest, guys. I am absolutely exhausted. I have no desire to go do another thing. I'm doing my video. I'm going to make a nice dinner. I'm going to take a very long, very hot shower. And I'm going to go and take a very long nap before I go to bed for a very long night of good sleep. Guys, again, and because I do, I'll get up tomorrow and I'll be refreshed. And I've now figured out my week. I've got the big job that I started last Saturday, a week ago Saturday. I'm going there to finish that. I finished another job this afternoon on top of my storm. Already got paid for that. And that's the thing, guys. I've gotten more tips and more of my customers tip me on the regular. And I've been increasing my prices. But I show up positive. I do good work and I give quality service. I give the best service around. So even at a regular price, they still want to tip me to show that they appreciate all that I'm doing. And that's what happens when you bring something extra every situation. Over and over, people start seeing that, and they want to bring something extra back to you to show the appreciation. Now, you can't go do it once and expect it to happen, but when you make it your best baseline, and guys, it's not that hard. And honestly, the more I do for myself, the better it's worked out in my life, because again, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm more clear, I'm healthier, I feel better, I look better, I'm happier, and I know I'm on the right track, guys. And it's the thing, guys, when I get down on my knees every morning and pray, and I ask God to give me knowledge of His will and the power to carry it out, I then look at the situations in the course of the day. If I come across 4 ornery, angry people that are pissing and moaning, I stop and look and go, what am I doing? Am I pushing too hard? Am I not paying attention? Am I not giving them the time they deserve? No. And then when I stop and I slow down, I just take one thing at a time and do it thoroughly, as long as it takes, to the best of my ability. I get accolades all day long, and at the end of the day, I look and go, oh, well, this person told me I'm one of the good ones. This one said I'm an inspiration. This one gave me a hug and a $50 tip. That happens 3 or 4 times every day. Then I know I'm on the right path, and I'm taking God's will. And God will show you by what's going on in your life, guys. Pay attention. Do what's right. But, and allow the influence of recovery in your life. Listen to these readings. Do the work behind them. Do the steps. Get a sponsor. Become, become friends with, in the fellowship, right? Get to know people. Take numbers. Give numbers. Use the phone. Participate in your recovery is what I was trying to say, and I couldn't trip. The words wouldn't trip out of my mouth. And when you do, things get better. Like Meredith, my friend, announced she got the opportunity to manage a sober house. 6 months ago, she was not sure what was going to happen. Now she's got 11 months clean. She's got to go be a manager of a sober house. She's progressing and getting miraculous results because she's doing good work. Guys, do the work. You'll get the results. I promise you. It's not going to happen overnight. Just like addiction didn't destroy your life overnight, recovery won't rebuild your life overnight, but it'll get you on the right track immediately. And then the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And it just gets better and better. I am absolutely walking, living proof of that. I see it day to day in my life, every single day. Guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.